हमारी जो फॉरेन पॉलिसी है, दिस इज प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदीज पर्सनल फॉरेन पॉलिसी. यू कैन सी द रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस. It's a universal joke. Everybody considers it a universal joke. Donald Trump knows exactly what Mr. Modi can do and what Mr. Modi cannot do. So, if the Prime Minister is compromised, our foreign policy is compromised. इंडिया का प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं, इंडिया के प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं, दिखना चाहिए कि हिंदुस्तान के प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं. पोजीशन क्या है? कोई पोजीशन ही नहीं है.
Viewers, while the Congress party was busy celebrating, while their leaders were busy posting on social media mocking Prime Minister Modi, you just heard Rahul Gandhi, things he had to say about Prime Minister Modi. While the Congress was mocking India's foreign policy, mocking India's standing in the world, something happened. Something that no tweet, no post, no press conference, and no amount of political spin, viewers, can undo. Just a short while ago, Donald Trump, the US president, picked up the phone and called Narendra Modi. Now let that sink in. This was not a scheduled diplomatic summit, not a carefully choreographed, bilateral meeting. A phone call, direct, personal, and the topic is anyone's guess, the ongoing conflict in West Asia, the Strait of Hormuz, the kind of conversation, viewers, that world leaders only have with other world leaders they trust and respect. And where was the Congress party when all of this was happening? I'll tell you. Jairam Ramesh was on social media suggesting that Pakistan could lead mediation. Yes, Pakistan, a country the world associates with terrorism, instability, a country that struggles to find its own footing on the global stage. Congress was putting Pakistan above India again. And for what? To score a few political points against Prime Minister Modi. Viewers, this is not new. This is a pattern. But here is what the pattern cannot erase. When the Middle East is on fire, when the world's most important trade route is at risk, and let's play up pictures of Hormuz, when global peace hangs in the balance, the American president does not call Islamabad. He calls New Delhi. He calls Narendra Modi. Think about that for a moment. Now, call it whatever you want. Call it Vishwaguru, mock it, laugh at it, write your, sarcastic comments about what I am saying. But the optics and the reality are undeniable, viewers. India has a seat at the table, not because someone gifted it to us, but because Narendra Modi has built that seat brick by brick, relationship by relationship, over more than a decade of strategic diplomacy. Who brought India to the G20 chair? Who built the I2U2, India, Israel, US, UAE grouping? Who deepened the Quad? Who made India the voice of the global South? Viewers, the answer, whether the Congress party, opposition, ecosystem, whatever, whether they like it or not, is the government under Prime Minister Modi. And now as rockets are flying over Middle East and shipping lanes face existential threats, the leader of the so-called free world wants to know what Narendra Modi thinks. This is not self-promotion. This is not photo opportunity. This is India's earned influence on full display. Congress can call Modi names, but India under Narendra Modi matters to the world, and viewers, no amount of opposition or politics can change this. What will the Congress say now? One wonders, maybe they will react to the discussion we are having, and maybe a response will come during the course of the show. But let's hear the commentary that they've been peddling so far.
सोचना चाहिए कि हम कहते थे हम विश्वगुरु हैं, हम कहते थे कि हम ही सब पीस मेकर हैं, चाहे यूक्रेन का जंग हो, और हम आज ये स्थिति.
Our ambition was to overtake China. Here, Pakistan has overtaken us. It's an absolutely unfortunate situation to be in.
मीडिया के अंदर रिपोर्ट्स आ रही हैं कि पाकिस्तान मध्यस्थता करा रहा है. जो आतंकवाद को पनाहगार हो, आतंकवाद का पोषक देश हो, वो मध्यस्थता करा रहा है और हम गायब हैं.
देखिए, राहुल गांधी एलओपी मतलब लीडर ऑफ पाकिस्तान, लीडर ऑफ प्रोपेगेंडा की तरह बोलते हैं, और इसीलिए बीजेपी विरोध में, मोदी विरोध में उतरते उतरते देश विरोध में उतरने से नहीं कतराते। और जिस प्रकार से वो विदेश नीति जैसे विषय पर भी ओछी सस्ती राजनीति कर रहे हैं, ये दिखाता है कि उनके लिए नेशन फर्स्ट नहीं, परिवार फर्स्ट है। राहुल गांधी कहते हैं कि हमारी विदेश नीति फेल हो चुकी है, विदेश नीति सरेंडर हो चुकी है। ये विदेश नीति नहीं है, मोदी जी की नीति है। तो राहुल गांधी जी, मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, बाकी सब छोड़ दीजिए, फिनलैंड के राष्ट्रपति को छोड़ दीजिए, दुनिया भर के लोग जो कह रहे हैं कि भारत की विदेश नीति धुरंधर नीति है, उसको छोड़ दीजिए। केवल ये बता दीजिए कि मनीष तिवारी और शशि थरूर जी ये क्यों बता रहे कि विदेश नीति भारत की बिल्कुल।
लेट्स ओपन दिस अप। तहसीन पूनावाला, इमरान अहमद अली, प्रोफेसर मनोजीत मंडल, अनीश डवांडे, आईपी सिंह, नेशनल स्पोक्सपर्सन ऑफ द समाजवादी पार्टी, शहजाद पूनावाला, नेशनल स्पोक्सपर्सन ऑफ द भारतीय जनता पार्टी, and Karan Verma completes this panel. Tehseen, I'm sure you've seen what Jairam Ramesh posted, mocking Modi, India, and trusting Pakistan. This call from Donald Trump has exposed Congress's propaganda.
Good evening, Pranesh. Thank you so much for having me on the show. There are two aspects to it. I don't think, and this is my opinion, that India has surrendered, but I also don't believe that India has earned its place thanks to only one prime minister. All prime ministers from Nehru ji to Modi ji have worked to build this place for India. So let's be very clear about it.
I was talking about the last 10 years. You know, miss the fine print always, Tehseen. That's the problem.
Yes, but if you go prior to 10 years, India was the only people on the table that was a part of the nuclear agreement without signing the NSG. So that was also an exception for India. If you go back prior to that, India bought oil from Iran and paid in rupees. So that was also an exception. India is the one that strikes its own balance, not individuals. Individuals, of course, the Prime Minister has done a good job. And of course, India, Oman and Qatar are the three countries that can bring about peace. Of course, it was fake news about what Pakistan was doing. Nobody is doubting any of that. There may be some questions that the opposition validly raises. But what stops the government from reaching out and talking to us? Today,
reaching out? No, 1 minute. Tehseen, I'll tell you what stops the government. Actually, nothing stops the government, but I'll tell you the Congress position. Just as the Prime Minister had finished briefing the Lok Sabha yesterday, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra said, what has he said new? ये तो हमको पता, ये नया क्या बोला? Today Rahul Gandhi is saying Prime Minister Modi is talking the language of Israel and America because he is compromised. And you are saying some fake news about Pakistan. Is Jairam Ramesh a fake news peddler? Then let's call him that.
Break it down. Pakistan has no locus. Nobody is taking Pakistan seriously. It was an article put in by a newspaper. We all know that, and we know how that newspaper functions and the propaganda Pakistan does. Okay, nobody with sane mind takes Pakistan seriously. But there are legitimate questions to be asked. Let's focus on what happened yesterday in Parliament. The Prime Minister spoke, but there was no discussion. Two, there is no future roadmap. I'm glad today the Prime Minister spoke to President Trump, and President Trump called up the Prime Minister. There is a role to open the Strait of Hormuz. But what is plan B? How does it open? What is happening? What is India's strategic diversification? Can we as opposition know all of it? We're glad that the Prime Minister spoke to the Iranian president. We're glad he spoke to President Trump. We're glad he's speaking to Qatar and he's speaking to Saudi. But there must be
don't be
concrete
glad.
action.
1 minute. He is not talking to people. People are calling up Narendra Modi and talking to him. And there's a difference in that. Shehzad, why do you think the Congress is, talking about Pakistan and everything else again?
First of all, I'm glad that Tehseen acknowledges that this is India's foreign policy, not an individual's foreign policy. But Rahul Gandhi just said कि ये मोदी नीति personal नीति बन गई. And ironically, in their time, there was no Videsh Niti, it was Videshon ki Niti. Means a United States call would come, so nuclear test band kar dete the, 26/11 pe kuch nahi karte the, Iran se tel kharidna band karte the. Now, Tehseen said that what stops the government from reaching out to the opposition? Statement in both houses of parliament. Tomorrow, all party meeting at 5 o'clock. Is Rahul Gandhi attending it? By the way, we reached out in COVID. We said that vaccines are being made, they're absolutely safe. What did the Congress and Samajwadi Party say? We reached out in Operation Sindoor. Multi-party delegation went. What did Rahul Gandhi and Kharge say about Operation Sindoor? Ki failure tha, surrender tha, army ko disband kar do. We reached out in AI summit saying it's a desh ka summit. क्या किया कांग्रेस ने? नंगे होकर चले गए वहां पर. तीसरी बात पे आना चाहता हूं. Now Tehseen Poonawala says कि I am very glad that the world is calling us, everybody is calling us. But what are you behaving? Everyone knows that we have a Durandar Videsh Niti, but you are a Lyari gang. And look at the lies. Now I want Tehseen to answer each one lie specifically. Far too long, Tehseen comes on debates, takes a stand which Congress does not endorse, because Congress does not endorse sanity, and then he runs away from the debate. Now Tehseen Poonawala, who said Shivalik and Nanda Devi is not coming to India. Shivalik came, Nanda Devi came, Aqua Titan came, Jagladki came, Jagvasant came, Pine Gas came. Please tell me, what do you call such a person who spreads fake news? Then, Russian oil had been stopped from being purchased. 15 lakh barrels per day we are purchasing. 2011 pic shown as 2026. Kaun uski accountability lega? Then, Iranian ship was sunk in Indian waters. Thank God the Iranians did not buy the rubbish all were peddling, and they said India is a friend and we will let their ships go through Strait of Hormuz. Then after that, Pakistan is buying Russian oil. They can't even process the damn oil, but they were buying Russian oil. Then Ram Rasoi बंद हो गई. और उसके बाद तहसीन पुनावाला, I want to ask you today. Pakistan का तो कोई लोकस नहीं, आप ही बता रहे. But Pawan Kheda is relying on a news report and saying that Pakistan is doing madhyastha between Iran and Israel. Israel को तो न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब से उड़ाना चाहता है. ईरान के साथ सऊदी में उनका ट्रीटी है कि if Iran touches Saudi, they will gang up with Saudi and attack Iran. Just no, last 1 second. Now, Tehseen, in fact, instead of Pakistan, it is India that is playing an instrumental role that has been said by the entire world, because we are in a position of diplomatic vantage point. Tehseen Poonawala, please tell me, should Pawan Kheda not apologize for peddling lie after lie?
Speak about individuals. Let me speak on policy level. I don't speak about individuals.
Rahul Gandhi can talk about, you can't stop talking about the individual. He talks about Modi.
I come prepared with questions that I think matter to this nation, and as a responsible.
So you're saying what Rahul Gandhi raises does not matter to the nation, Tehseen? Well done.
Let me ask responsible questions. There are 3 responsible questions, and I think this nonsense of Pakistan has to stop. It's a country that's a beggar country, and it's got 3 owners: America, China, and South. Let's end that there and come to the important issues. Even today, as of now, after this conversation with President Trump, we have 40 Indian carriers as of today stuck at the Strait of Hormuz. No, approximately 1,100 Indian lives. 37 to 40,
no,
maybe 25.
Or 40. This is the problem.
May I please make my point?
Let him complete.
Please finish it off. Whatever that specific number is, whatever those Indian lives are, even if it is one carrier with 100 lives, those are Indian lives and they're Indian carriers.
But if you don't have the facts, then how are you even outraged?
May I please make my point? Are you saying there are no Indian carriers stuck? There have been various reports going up to 40. Some say 25. Some say the ballpark figure is 8. I am saying
gives a figure every day. There are 20 there. The interministerial press conference, which is held at the time when Rahul Gandhi perhaps goes to the
other
jail.
Things. Let him.
But 1 second.
That's okay.
Today Tehseen cannot get away by playing this line. I want to ask Tehseen, policy pe baat karni, chalo policy pe. 5 rupees petrol diesel price has been increased in Himachal. What is your stand?
Can I please make my point?
5 rupees petrol or diesel ke badhaye gaye.
Look, Pranesh, this is not what I'm here for. Can I please make my point? There are 20, I said 18, to about, some say higher number of Indian tankers with Indian flags stuck, and about 1,100 odd lives out there. What is the plan for that? P. Now, with President Trump, even if you manage to open the Strait of Hormuz or you manage to get some tankers out, what is plan B? Who's going to man it? Okay. What is our agreement? Do we have an agreement with Iran? Are all of these fallacious questions, all of these questions that should not be answered?
Of course, ask these questions, but why say that India is suffering from Modi's blunder?
I request you, let me answer this question.
But calm down.
Today I want to expose this guy.
Expose him once and for all today.
Yeah.
I'll come to you.
Just 10 seconds. Tehseen says, what is our plan as far as the 20 ships are there? The plan is certainly not to go and provoke Iran, that Iran, we are not with you anymore, and go and hammer those ships, or to say that Dana has been sunk in Indian waters. The plan is certainly not to undermine the fact that we gave Lavan safe refuge. The plan is certainly not to shift our policy, which is diplomatic, which is multi-alignment, both principled and pragmatic, to taking sides, which we are not doing. We are taking the side of peace and Indians. But Tehseen, I am asking you once again now. You have 3 governments: Himachal, Telangana, Karnataka. You say you care about the common man. You have been abusing the government about so-called shortages. The one place where petrol and diesel price has been increased is Himachal. Take a position.
Why don't you release the funds owed to Himachal That is the question that
come
Himachal
on,
to
at least
develop
answer
has.
one
We are
straight
mixing.
question.
I'm answering it. We are mixing up issues of domestic with international policies, and that is where the BJP gets it all wrong. What Himachal is doing is it's got its funds stuck. The finance ministry hasn't released it. That's a debate for a separate day. We can do that tomorrow. Let us stick to what the topic of today is. The external pressures on India, not the 5 rupees.
No, 1 minute. So now, Tehseen, now you will decide the topic also.
No,
We are
now
talking
BJP
about the.
spoke-
No, I'm talking about the West. The crisis in West Asia. 1 minute. On Hormuz, on the oil supply, the Congress party can't stop talking about it. And then your government does this.
Why is he speaking about Himachal and 5 rupees?
I'll
That's
tell you
all
why.
right. That is a
Yesterday-
separate issue.
Separate issue? No, 1 minute. Okay.
Rahul spoke
So
on
if you-
inflation yesterday. Rahul
Okay, now-
said that because Modi is compromised, he is allowing products
Okay.
to be sold at a higher price so that his friends can earn money. This is Rahul's statement. Is Himachal Pradesh charging overpriced so that Modi's friends can earn money? Yes or no?
You've exposed him enough. There's nothing left now. Tehseen, you stand exposed. Ho gaya, khatam ho gaya. Let's talk about foreign policy. Karan, Congress party has a problem with India's foreign policy. Rahul Gandhi कहते हैं मोदी की विदेश नीति blunder है, etc. After the phone call from Donald Trump, we now have a post from our External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jaishankar. And he's also posted a photo. Who's this man? He's the Iranian ambassador in India.
Right.
This is our foreign policy.
So,
We are talking to Trump, we are talking to Iran.
So, Pranesh, I think the last 5 years are a testament to what a disaster it would have been had the Congress been in power, especially at the foreign policy front. And I'll give you some examples, and some individuals from the Congress party have actually been gracious enough to admit that. I'll start with Mr. Manish Tiwari, who recently applauded Modi ji's foreign policy. Now, Manish Tiwari in 2022 said that I am against Modi's decision to abstain from voting against Russia when Russia invaded Ukraine. He said they should have voted at the UNSC. A year later, he admitted, and in fact, Rahul Gandhi on 8th February 2023 said that the government did the right thing. Rahul Gandhi admitted they did the right thing. Manish Tiwari said, yes, they did the right thing. There's another individual, Shashi Tharoor. Perhaps Rahul Gandhi knows more about foreign policy these days than Shashi Tharoor, who served at the UN and has had a lifetime career as a diplomat. Shashi Tharoor said, I am still wiping the egg off my face. I got it wrong. Modi ji got it right as far as Russia and Ukraine, and speaking to both of them was concerned. So they've both admitted that. In 2021, when Ashraf Ghani's government fell down and Taliban came to power, Digvijay Singh, Rahul Gandhi, all of them said that, oh, Mr. Modi didn't hedge his bets. They didn't have good relations with Taliban. What will they do now? Guess what? Today, Taliban stands with India. We have an excellent relationship with Taliban, and they're coming in handy at various levels. So this is the foreign policy of the last 5 years. When Rahul Gandhi says it's a joke, the joke is actually on him. He's become a laughing stock, as admitted by Shashi Tharoor and Manish Tiwari.
Anish?
Pranesh, honestly, for a matter as serious as national security and a looming global financial crisis, these potshots taken at each other do none of us any justice and do none of us any good, right? There are 3 distinct points I want to make today. The first is that there is no clarity in this crisis globally as to what the future holds. We're assuming that there might be an opening of the Strait of Hormuz. We're assuming that there might be some sort of diversification of energy supplies. We're assuming in many ways that the rupee will not weaken further, but we simply have no way of knowing. That's precisely what makes this crisis so dangerous. The second is that this is truly a global crisis. We of course have a Indian energy crisis. The government has been giving out detailed reports as to how we're going to diversify our energy mix, produce more power through coal and provide other such assurances. But when 20% of the world's LNG supply is at risk, when the South Pars field is being bombed, we now need to start addressing the question of what will we do if all of those alternatives fail. And the third and most important point is that this is not just a question of whether or not this is a resource crisis. This is also a global financial crisis, right? So what financial instruments do we currently have after the RBI and the Finance Ministry in the economic survey warned that global headwinds could significantly impact India's growth story at a time when our fiscal and monetary policy avenues remain restricted because of major reform measures for which the Prime Minister has to be commended. But measures that have unfortunately left us with
Anish,
little sort of
if I
room.
told you that you are repeating what the leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi has said, what would you tell me? Rahul has not said any of this.
Worthy enough to be pretending to be...
No, Rahul Gandhi has not talked about it, of course.
A short question. You know, Anish, please point out which part of the foreign policy did Mr. Modi, I give you 5-6 examples, which part did he not get right in the last 5 years for Rahul Gandhi to have the audacity to say it's a universal joke, and what could he have done differently? Given the present circumstances, give reasonable points. Pointedly, what could he have done differently?
When 250 students were stuck on the Iran-Azerbaijan border after being told by the MEA to go to that border and not given emergency visas on time, the Prime Minister could have intervened. When there were avenues to ensure that there were ways of them to get out earlier, the Prime Minister could have intervened. When he was talking, no, 1 second, I'm getting there. When there was a lack of consensus on whether or not a trip to Israel was sort of well conceived, before a strike on Iran, the Prime Minister should have reconsidered. On the energy crisis,
One minute. On that point about Israel, because it keeps coming up, Anish, didn't mean to cut you off there. You know, you're talking about lack of consensus. Where was the lack of consensus, and who knew, like you're saying, before the, strikes on Iran, who knew then? Did the opposition know?
No, I think the lack of consensus.
Okay,
no,
let's hear from the BJP spokesperson.
1 second. Now, Anish, let's address what you're saying. Anish, nobody in their right mind can claim that Israel was going to tell and announce to the world. In fact, the American president told the Japanese that we planned it as a surprise, and then he made the Pearl Harbor reference. Having said that, you knew one thing very clearly, that Iran, according to you, was the best friend India had. Why did you vote against Iran in 2005, 6 and 8? You all voted against it, your UPA government. Where was your foreign policy and balance? Secondly, when Gaddafi was killed, what stand did you take? Chalo, 2011-12, Hillary Clinton, John Kerry tell you, stop buying oil. You stop buying oil. And thereafter, now I'll tell you what planning we've done. Unlike you, Anish Gawande, you means your government, we did not sit idle. In the last 10 years, we've created a SPR of 55 lakh metric ton. Today, as we speak, we have 4,000 crore liters of crude oil. We've diversified from 25 nations to buying oil from 40 nations. In fact, our LPG and LNG situation, we don't actually import most of it. We manufacture domestically. Therefore, there is no domestic LPG or domestic CNG or domestic PNG shortages, because we've upped our production by 30 to 40%. By the way, we created 6 fertilizer plants, which create about 76 lakh metric tons of fertilizers, and we have our urea production is up by 23%. Let me complete. Your solar production was, solar power generation was 3 gigawatts. Today it is 140 gigawatts. Railway electrification was pending from 1974. We did that, because of which we saved 180 crore liters of diesel per year. Railway electrification ke baad, the coal production today is at highest of 100 crore tons per year, because of which power shortages will not be there even in the peak of summer, Anish Gawande. And in COVID, 3,000 kilos per bag of urea was being sold in the world. We ensured our farmers got it at 300 per bag. So please, Mr. Gawande, we have done this before. Now, I ask you one question. Congress said G7 se invite nahi aaya, Canada ke saath relation failed. Canada has accused you of Niger skilling. Canada has taken a U-turn. What stand did you take after that? You said our relation was with Maldives had
that's okay. That's for everyone
our
to see.
relation with Sri Lanka had gone
Let's
bonkers.
open
What
this
is
up.
the reality?
Professor Monojit Mondal. Professor Mondal, we've been talking about, reckless commentary, irresponsible commentary. And the leader of opposition, unfortunately, resorted to all of that again. Personal attacks.
No, I think one of the panelists was really pointing out the quote-unquote successes of Mr. Modi's foreign policy. I just want to flip the side. Think about the humongous failures under your nose. Bangladesh is a failure in the last 5 years. Nepal is a failure in the last 5 years. USA, when it comes to Pakistan after the Sindoor operation, the person who orchestrated, that terrorist attack, the person, the Pakistani army chief, he went and met Mr. Donald Trump. If that's not a failure of the governments of India's foreign policy, then what it is? I mean, furthermore, here, when Iran was in deep crisis, as old
Professor
friend
Mandal,
of you,
not just Munir, Yunus was heading Bangladesh. That was Modi's failure, right? Yeah. Pakistan is not part of IPL. That is Modi's failure. Now, you can add all of this because it is not making sense, sir.
Next, he'll say Dhurandhar did not release.
He will say that.
That's the foreign policy failure.
He can say that. IP Singh ji, आप देख रहे हैं, आप तो विपक्ष के बहुत ही माननीय और सीरियस नेता हैं. पिछले 4-5 दिन से, पिछले 1 हफ्ते से एक तरह से कैंपेन चल रहा है कि देश में शॉर्टेज है, लोगों में पैनिक का माहौल है, और कांग्रेस के सरकार ने हिमाचल प्रदेश में क्या किया? सेस लगा दिया 5 रुपया.
विधवा सेस.
देखिए, देश की जो विदेश नीति और कूटनीति है वो दिवालिया हो गई है. आप याद करिए, जब ईरान और इजराइल के बीच जब वार शुरू हुआ तो सीसीएस की एक बैठक हुई. 3 सप्ताह बीत गए. अचानक से पार्लियामेंट चल रही थी, प्रधानमंत्री जी को याद आया और उन्होंने वही भावुक अपील जो 2014 से पहले पेट्रोल, डीजल और तमाम समस्याओं को लेकर भारत की करते थे, वही बात की. मैं सजाद पूनावाला से ये पूछना चाहता हूं कि डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने बार बार ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में कहा कि भारत के 6 विमान गिरे, 7 गिरे, 8 गिरे, 13 तक बताया.
मैं बताता हूं सर, एक मिनट. आप डोनाल्ड ट्रंप देखिए, डोनाल्ड ट्रंप भी आपकी बात बहुत गंभीरता से लेते हैं. मैं बस आपको इतना बताना चाहता हूं आईपी सिंह जी, अगर आप डोनाल्ड ट्रंप से पूछेंगे कि अभी जो ये वॉर चल रहा है उसमें अमेरिकन विमान कितने गिरे, उनको वो भी नहीं पता है. उनको नहीं पता है डोनाल्ड ट्रंप को. उनको ये भी अभी याद नहीं है कि ये वॉर शुरू जिसके बोलने पे किया था उन्होंने, वो यहां वहां देखते हैं. व्हेन दे आर इन अ रूम, ही डज नॉट नो, यू नो, हु टू पुट अंडर द बस. आईपी सिंह जी, आप कह रहे हैं विदेश नीति दिवालिया हो गई है. शहजाद
देखिए, आईपी सिंह जी का गजब है. अब डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने बोला, ट्वीट किया था कल उन्होंने कि भाई ईरान के साथ हमने पीस वार्ता शुरू कर दी है, 5 दिन तक मैं हमला नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि हमारी बातचीत हो रही है. और ईरान ने फिर पलट के बोला कि नहीं, कोई बातचीत नहीं हो रही, ये फेक न्यूज है. तो समाजवादी पार्टी के साथ मेरी जो 5 बजे की डिबेट थी उसमें वो बोल रहे थे, देखो ईरान ने दिखा दिया अमेरिका को, ईरान की बात पर तब भरोसा है और ट्रंप की बात पे नहीं है. पर ट्रंप भारत के विषय में बोले तो भारत की बात पर भरोसा नहीं, ट्रंप की बात पे. मतलब ईरान की बात पर इनको पूरा भरोसा है. भारत की सेना, और सेना में कौन? सेना अध्यक्ष बोल रहे हैं कि हमने पाकिस्तान को ऐसा कूटा. चलो बाकी छोड़ो, राजीव राय ने बोला, थरूर ने बोला, अरे उनकी तो मानो, डीजीएमओ की भी नहीं मानेंगे. पर दूसरी बात मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, गजब है, आर्मी चीफ ऑफ पाकिस्तान गोज टू अमेरिका इज फेलियर ऑफ मोदी. अब मैं आपको समझाना चाहता हूं, पाकिस्तान है सुन्नी देश, आर्मी चीफ है शिया, ईरान इज अ शिया कंट्री. अमेरिका ने शिया कंट्री पर बॉम्ब गिराया. सऊदी के साथ पाकिस्तान का अलायंस है कि भाई हम लोग साथ लड़ेंगे, साथ जिएंगे, साथ मरेंगे. वो शिया आर्मी चीफ को समझ नहीं आ रहा कि मैं अमेरिका का हक अदा करूं, सऊदी के ट्रीटी में जाऊं, या ईरान के साथ मेरा शिया होने का नाता जोड़ूं. और वो ऐसी कश्मकश में है कि पाकिस्तान ना इधर का ना उधर का. और तहसीन पूनावाला भी मान रहे कि पाकिस्तान की कोई हैसियत नहीं, पर पाकिस्तान की पॉलिसी बहुत बढ़िया है, गजब है.
आई एम श्योर यू आर अवेयर ऑफ व्हाट जयराम रमेश पोस्टेड.
Pranesh, energy security isn't tested in calm waters, it's tested during a storm. Shehzad before me says there are no shortages. Yet I have one simple question to ask. What are we asked? Why are we being asked to brace for a COVID-like situation if there is no shortage? We say there are no shortages in India. Why are commercial shops and restaurants shutting? Why is my High Court canteen, which I stood in front of today, why are prices being revised? Why are items being cancelled? Why is there an introduction of a 1-month period across the board, not seeing as to how many people? Pranesh, in your house maybe you have 2 people staying, in my house I have 10. The same distance or the same gap between getting a normal residential cylinder. Now if we do not have a problem, why are these measures being introduced? There's nothing wrong?
Can I ask you, or tell you something about basic common sense? During COVID, when the Prime Minister spoke about social distancing, physical distancing, people even mocked that message. Now when the Prime Minister says, let's prepare for the worst, because he is not an astrologer, he doesn't know when the war will end. Maybe some people on the panel know, but I don't know. Do you know, Imran, when the war will end? The Prime Minister is saying, let's prepare for the worst. That is what he is doing.
So, on one side, you're telling us that it is such a big deal. Probably our current Prime Minister is the first one to have received a call from the US President.
I never said that. He is the first one.
So, okay. If that's not the case, tell me, you say on one side that we do not know what the future holds. Shehzad says that there is no problem as of now, but why are there problems?
Don't you think we don't know what will happen? Do you know when the war will end?
Exactly my problem.
Then
when on day one, when we were a part of a similar panel, I told you that India cannot choose sides, and you said no, there's an ecosystem which says you have to go.
How have we picked sides? We have not. I just told you that after the phone call between Trump and PM Modi, Jaishankar meets the Iranian ambassador. Where are we picking sides, Karan?
So, first of all, Imran, you need to understand, this is a world crisis. I mean, as we speak right now in New Zealand, we have carless days, we have flights being cancelled. In Slovakia, Slovenia, you have diesel quotas. There is a cap on the fuel that you can use there. In Kenya, you have fuel rationing. In South Africa, you have controlled fuel allocation. So many places. Let's not even talk about Pakistan, where you have work from home, fuel cuts, schools shut. Myanmar, everywhere. So if you have a world crisis, of course there's going to be some shortage. When a drone hits 30% of the world supply in Qatar, of course there's going to be shortage, but have we managed it well? Are we bracing for that challenge? That is the question. I mean, that's common sense, and we have braced up for it well. Did we not? Did we not ask Reliance to shift its reserves from D6 basin, and they acted promptly on it? Did we not impose the Essential Commodities Act? Did we not ensure that the domestic use is not adversely affected by it? Now, that's the mark of a statesman. That's the mark of a proactive government. He'll obviously caution you about it. He's not sent you in panic, and we are talking to both sides.
Imran's response. Imran?
Karan, I come back to what I'm originally saying. You say that did we not brace for the impact, and has there been, and because of this bracing, there has been no shortage. I'm really happy to know that you've not faced a shortage. I, for the past 3 weeks, am saying that the city that I live in has faced the shortage. If our foreign policy is so spot on, let's leave the disputed number of 3740 or 2022. Why are our ships bringing essential commodities such as fuel?
That's nobody's point that there is no shortage.
Of course there is, and there's hoarding also. We need to have
Imran,
a crackdown
no one is
on
saying
hoarding.
everything is hunky-dory. All that the Prime Minister was trying to underline is that look at the situation around us. Let's prepare. Looking at what's happening. Shehzad?
First of all, the Prime Minister in both his addresses to both houses started with the line, विकट परिस्थितियों में हम आज ये चर्चा बात कर रहे हैं. Do you understand विकट? Everybody acknowledges that there is a global crisis not of our making, not of our choosing. And that crisis is going to have an impact. Some are impacted more. India, because it prepared earlier, is impacted less, but disruptions are there. And when there is a disruption, you choose. Domestic is necessary or commercial. What comes first? Even in commercial, health is necessary, education is necessary, or other establishments. And therefore, we prioritize when there is a disruption. And we have done that. What we have done, as opposed to what you had done, Imran, because you're a Congress supporter, and no amount of good English polishing can deny the fact that your brainwave was to shut the petrol pump at 2013 at 8 p.m. Yes. We have not shut a single petrol pump, 1 lakh petrol pumps, all are full. 25,000 cylinder outlets, not a single dry out. But now I ask you, 2011, what was the LPG coverage? Yet there were lines. Yet you are selling a cylinder at 1241. Okay. Today it is 913. There is no shortage of domestic cylinder. There is no shortage of PNG. But commercially we have to prioritize.
Tehseen?
A lot of things being told on this show here are far away from the truth. Yes, we have strategic reserves. No doubt about it. There's strategic reserves for now. Please don't interrupt me. For now, about 50 odd days, which was at the beginning about 70 odd days, obviously 25 days. That is credit to the Manmohan Singh government, not credit to this government. The second phase of building the strategic reserves, this government, which should have finished it in 10 years, did not. It was Prime Minister Manmohan Singh who started it. It was Prime Minister Modi who commissioned it in 2015. Please allow me. Number two, the increase in the domestic LPG production happened maximum during the UPA tenure and minimum during this tenure, and those are the forward-thinking ideas that the government has. Now you say we have 6 UDA plants. I'm very happy for that. Can you tell me even UDA requires natural gas? Where is that coming from? When we are asking you, Imran or me, please allow me. Look, the problem is none of us interrupt you. You keep interrupting everybody. Let's not make it like that. Just allow us to finish. When Imran or me or anybody else from the opposition is asking you questions of problems that are here right now, all you want to do is brazen it out. Now, let me tell you, there is a severe problem in restaurants. Restaurants are taking things off the menu. Restaurants are having problems paying salaries. Restaurants are in crisis, and that will lead to our service industry. That will lead to inflation. There is an inflationary pressure on India. These are questions that we had to. In your financial budget, you brace for.
Okay, Tehseen, 1 minute. You, in all of this, you thought
the Rolex economist. Rolex economist, पता है क्यों?
That's okay.
नहीं सुनिए ना. I'll tell you why. डोमेस्टिक जो घर में लोगों के घर में बनता है उनको आपूर्ति हो रही है सिलेंडर की, उनको शॉर्टेज ना हो तो उससे इन्फ्लेशन नहीं बढ़ेगा. रेस्टोरेंट मैन, आई एम कंसीडिंग that in restaurants that is lower on the priority list. Health, education and other facilities are higher on the priority list. But as we speak today, 50% allotment has been given to the states for commercial usage. But having said that, restaurants are also being given coal. Restaurants are also being told to shift to other mechanisms of producing their food so that they don't rely only on LPG. And they can go for the piped gas also. Piped gas is there in most major cities. So they can immediately take that, and there is a 500 rupee off discount also. But Tehseen Poonawala is saying कि restaurant को LPG नहीं मिलेगा तो इन्फ्लेशन होगा, घर में सिलेंडर मत दो.
नहीं, वो तो ठीक है. He is also crediting Manmohan Singh. Karan.
Yes. You know, when we talk about the misgovernance.
Karan, I'm coming to Tehseen. I know you have the watch in your hand. You want to talk about the watch.
I'll just take a minute. When we talk about the misgovernance of UPA, Pranesh, one thing doesn't get talked about that often, and I want to point that out. You know, when Tehseen says that it was actually Manmohan Singh who did the work for this strategic petroleum reserves. In 2001, it was the Vajpayee government who decided to build an SPR and an entire PSU for this, ISPRL, which is the Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserves Limited. It was formed in 2004, January 2004, before Vajpayee ji left. In 10 years, Pranesh, they did nothing about it. They only selected Visakhapatnam as a site and did not build anything in 10 years. Can you imagine this? And in 2015, we had 0 reserves. All they had to do was build it. Vajpayee ji had put in the PSU, put in the policy. They did not do that. In 2015, it was the Modi government that for the first time built a plant in Visakhapatnam in 2015. So if anything, this should top the misgovernance of UPA.
Tehseen?
May I please? There are so much. Karan generally is very good with facts. He's correct with half of his facts. He's wrong with the second half. He's right. Prime Minister Vajpayee ji thought about this. He's right in the January cabinet.
Thought about
this was conceptual. Please. Look, if you want to mock, don't have me on the show, or allow me to give the viewers of Times Now some idea.
This is not about the viewers of Times Now. Tehseen, please. This is about what you are saying.
I would like to make my point without being interrupted, mocked, talked down upon, or spoken condescendingly. If you allow me, I'll make the point. Karan is half right. 2001, Prime Minister Vajpayee thought about it. 2004, it wasn't included in his cabinet note. 2004, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh formed the company, the PSU, for it. The physical construction of this was completed in 10 years, which is why in 2015 in Visakhapatnam, Karnataka, later on in 17 and 18 in Tamil Nadu, Odisha, it was commissioned by the Prime Minister Modi. Now, I am asking you, where is the second phase which was conceptualized? It's not. 10 years they built the physical infrastructure. You think one day Prime Minister Modi got up and suddenly built a storage unit? Now let me come to
the Rolex or whatever watch you were showing, was that, no, 1 minute. Did you purchase it or you could afford it under Manmohan Singh?
The
watch that you were showing, something about the watch.
Thank you for the watch. Yeah. I'm not wearing a Rolex. I'm wearing a limited edition Omega Seamaster. Now the point
there
is,
you go.
Damn it, paid my. No, please allow me. I paid my taxes. I have a right to wear what I want. Don't mock me. My fellow citizens.
That's
are
okay.
suffering.
That's
today,
okay.
Today, restaurant.
No one is mocking you. Rolex economist is not to mock you, Tehseen. It's okay.
Can I ask him a question?
Be proud of.
Can I ask him a question?
May you have Rolex in both your hands.
No, he may have.
We'll have to move on.
ऑर्डर भी हो जाएगा, पर एक सवाल है मेरा. इतना ही मनमोहन सिंह ने 10 साल में रिजर्व्स के लिए पूरा खुदाई करने वो सब इटालियन वर्कर्स गए और खुदाई कर रहे थे 10 साल तक. मुझे एक बात बता दो, रेलवे इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन तो 1974 का प्रपोजल था. वो कर देते तो 180 करोड़ लीटर डीजल हर साल बच जाता.
फ्यूल पॉलिसी कर देते.
हाँ बोलो.
फ्यूल पॉलिसी पे क्या किया वो भी बता देते. The Rolex will tell you the timeline. It doesn't tell you what you did. We'll have to move on, Tehseen.